Protect home rule. Protect home rule. Protect home rule.
The streets of Washington, D.C. are alive with dissent as dozens rally against a controversial decision by the U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump announced he's placing the nation's Capitol Police Department under federal control and deploying the National Guard. But many are protesting, arguing this move is less about safety and more about power.
Thank you, Ty. Ty Powell's a D.C. native, born and raised.
We shall not be moved. We're on the road to justice.
Wow. I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really a lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room. And we're here for a very serious purpose, very serious purpose. Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
Trump's declaration came during a press conference where he invoked Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act, placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal oversight. Community and immigrant rights groups, part of the Free D.C. movement, took to the streets in outrage.
Our community ain't gonna let nobody.
The federal government needs D.C. first responders who heroically defended the Capitol on January 6th. The federal government needs D.C. transit workers who get thousands of D.C. area commuters to work every day. The federal government needs D.C. food service workers who serve millions of meals to people in this city every single day. And the federal government needs D.C. municipal workers who make our city runs and cleans up federal parks. We have a saying in the labor movement: if you come from one of us, you come for all of us. Injustice to one worker is an injustice to all of us.
We live in a time where our neighbors are disappearing and are going to state-sanctioned concentration camps like Alligator Alcatraz. And all we came here for when we migrated was safety. Our message is clear. Safety is our children going to school without fear of getting back to an empty home. Safety is restaurant workers going to work freely without fearing their own kidnapping. Safety is school nurses caring for our children without fear of being separated of their own children. Safety is not choosing between deportation or calling an ambulance because you're about to die. Safety is investing in our communities, not our surveillance. Safety is ICE out of our neighborhoods, our schools, our libraries, our construction sites, and our communities. Safety is ICE out of DC.
Trump also promised to remove homeless encampments from DC's parks.
The process begins right now. It actually started over the weekend, and we confronted a lot of very bad people. But it's going to be something that will be pretty amazing to you as you watch it. And I think most of you say it's a beautiful thing to do it right. We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty, we got a lot of problems. But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland for the world to see.
This again has sparked significant backlash, with protesters expressing concerns over the lack of clarity regarding where homeless individuals will be relocated. Many view Trump's move as fascist, lacking trust in his approach, and demanding transparency and humane solutions.
He brags about wanting to round up homeless folks and force them into government-run detention camps. We have to take him at his word that that is his plan. The Supreme Court ruling in Grants Pass paved the way for that to happen. His executive order hinted at that, and now his federalization of the DC Police and National Guard further our belief that he is going to round up homeless people across the country and force them into government-run detention camps. That will not help anybody. That will make homelessness worse, waste resources, and turn America into a fascist authoritarian police state. I want folks to know that this is not about safety. DC is already the most policed city in the country. It is not about safety, it is about control, it is about power, and it is about fascism and authoritarianism. If Donald Trump wanted to keep DC safe, he would fund housing and supports. Instead, the Republicans just gutted healthcare, and they're passing through a budget that will make homelessness worse. They do not care about helping people. They do not care about safety. They care about power and control, and we must stand up to their authoritarian power grab. The vast majority of public parks and green spaces in DC are controlled by the federal government, which means that now that the Trump administration is in power, the federal government is free to arrest, evict, harm, harass, and detain people experiencing homelessness for sleeping in parks. Nobody wants to sleep in a park. People are sleeping in parks because housing's too expensive and because shelters are full or simply disgusting. People want a place to live, they just can't find a place they can afford.
For Trump, this effort reflects an escalation of his tough-on-crime agenda, leveraging DC's unique status as a federal district. However, critics point out that gutting healthcare and passing budgets that worsen homelessness show a lack of genuine concern for helping people. As protests continue and Trump's plans unfold, the question remains, is this about safety or is it about control?